Aloha! Hello everyone, hello friends. I am Xen Blis, the Chi Queen and your Fountain of Youth activator. I wanted to start this video by saying first a shout out to my dear soul sister. She's a goddess. She is she's a reflector in the world. For those of you who are familiar with human design, she's rare. She is a rare gem and incredibly powerful woman. And I'm actually inspired to do this video because of her. I was listening to her audios that she sent to me, and I've been wanting to do lives, and I've been wanting to do more videos. It's part of the plan and the processes that I'm working on, the programs I'm putting together. But specifically, I have been wanting to do something called Chi Tea Time with Xen Blis. So I've got my tea here. I will be talking about this here in a little bit. But before I get to that, I just wanted to share a really quick, simple story about what just happened in the process of doing this video, and which relates to the message that the Chi Tea is going to bring today. And then we're going to do a short little Chi building exercise just to cultivate some Chi. Right now, Chi is the most important commodity that we have. Chi meaning energy and life force. And so I just wanted to start my intention with bringing in the light of energy, the light of Chi, the light of source into our hearts. Take a deep breath in and let it land in your heart center. Open mouth, exhale, letting go of anything that's in your way, any congestion you might have, any stress. I will be talking about this little electronic gadget here in some of my future videos. So in case you're all wondering what this is, no, it is not a diabetes what do you call those things, device. It is actually something very, very cool and very different. Not that that isn't cool, but this is something very different. But stay tuned for future videos. I'll talk about that later. So something that just happened literally just a few minutes ago before making this video was how easy it is to make things so hard for ourselves. When if we just do the thing in the moment that we're guided to do, and the guidance is a whisper. It's soft, it's subtle, it's not loud, it's not forceful, it's not pushy, it's not ego, it's not you should do this. There's no shoulds about it. There's no criticism. It's just subtle and soft and inviting and encouraging, and yet it's the very thing that we ignore so much. How funny is that? So a simple little thing about bringing this little device into my Zen room. I had it downstairs on my desk in my office. And instead of just grabbing, and it's very light, this stand that's holding my phone right now is very, very light. It's not attached to anything. It was literally just sitting on my desk. But in my head, it was too difficult. It was too hard to just pick it up and bring it in here. And so instead, learning the hard way, which has been my pattern, which we are letting go of that pattern, I came to set up my phone and set up this video, and no matter where I tried to set it, it just was not going to work. I needed it to be held right in front of me so I didn't have to physically hold it, and so I could do my leading. And it sounds simple, and it sounds logical, and it sounds easy, right? And yet I didn't do that. I did all the other things that were super hard and super difficult that were not working, when all I had to do was go to my desk, grab my stand, and bring it up and put my phone on it. So how often do we do that in life? Do we do the hard thing again and again and keep trying the hard way instead of just following that subtle guidance in the moment to make our lives easier and more fluid and more flowy, to flow with spirit instead of against the grain, right? Against ourselves, against our inner knowing. So I just thought that was funny. Wanted to share that. And that goes right along with the message of the Chi Tea. So loosely, I'm not going to say directly, but loosely. And so my intention with the Chi Tea is to talk about, first of all, this is amazing. This is cold brew tea, meaning I did not have to heat it up. I simply put my structured water into my glass and I put my tea bag in it, and within 1 or 2 minutes it was already steeped and ready to drink. How cool is that? Which is actually better for the body for a lot of reasons. And we'll talk about that in a future video. So this is, you can see all the really cool bubbles that are in it. How fun is that? Okay, so chi tea time with Xen Blis. The message today is love is to live for somebody. Love is not to live with somebody. So I found that interesting. This is kava tea, by the way, if you haven't. Just waiting for my connection to come back. This is kava tea. It's really, really good for calming the nervous system, for those of us that need to down-regulate our nervous system. Look, and it tastes really good too. So it's got kind of a soft licorice. I am being patient with technology. Of course, my Zen room would be the only room farthest from the internet connection. So of course, this would be the room that has the slowest connection in the house. This friend I was just talking about, shout out to Nikki DeSera. She's a goddess. She's in Vegas. You want to know and work with a queen, a goddess, a very powerful soul, or just have an amazing... Okay, turn my Wi-Fi off. Hopefully that will work. Highly recommend you connect with her. She is amazing. She's just a superhuman. You should have her in your life. She's awesome. So we were discussing a bit about a retreat that we were part of, the two of us, where we went really, really deep. And it kind of started a whole journey about where I'm at now, which is really understanding the power of self-love. And the whole cliche, you can't love someone else until you love yourself, which is not even a cliche, it's actually the truth. And yet we have ignored this truth for a really long time, or suppressed it, or distorted it, or made fairy tales around it that has also distorted the truth. But the point is, I think it's interesting that my message for today is to love for somebody. Love is to not live with somebody. And so it's interesting because if I would apply that to myself, love is about loving for myself. So any situation, any move, any moment, if I'm a stand for something, it means I'm showing up for myself. I'm showing up for my loved ones. Because you can be in the same room with yourself and be abandoning yourself. You can be in the same room with yourself and be completely plugged out and plugged into other people, or plugged into other things, and distracted, and not be with yourself. And so I thought it was really interesting that it's about loving for, love is to live for somebody. So how about love is to live for yourself? Choose to live in the moment for yourself. I just thought that was really, really beautiful. Rather than live with yourself, meaning you're here, but you're not really here with yourself. So I just thought that was really beautiful, and I wanted to share it. So here's my first chi tea time with Xen Blis, and it's raw and unedited. Hi, Suzanne. I haven't seen you in forever. We've been talking about connecting, so I'm glad you're watching. So this is raw and unedited and unfiltered, and it's just off the cuff. So I appreciate your patience if it's messy and it's not perfection. And then the truth is, we don't want perfection, we want progress. And so thank you for honoring my practice as I step into this next level of myself. My dear friend basically, she said, I need a mic attached to me at all times, and I need to just let spirit streamline through me. And so I have been planning on putting a podcast together. So it's funny that she was reiterating that fact today. So this is my answer to that in the moment, in addition to one of the steps that I had already been shown by spirit to take, which was to start this chi tea time with Xen Blis. So without further ado, let's do some chi time. Let me tune in and see what wants to be streamlined through me today. It's interesting. I'm using a practice that I learned in a lot of my leadership training and shadow and breakthrough work. And it's about looking inside and imagining that you have a table, like a banquet table in your mind. And everything that's exciting for you is sitting on that table. And it's almost like you're at a restaurant at a banquet, right? And you smell it and you look at it and you wait. Shout out to Gary, this is from you. Using your processor. And you feel into which one feels the most inviting in this moment. So that's what I'm doing. I'm feeling into what wants to come through. And the one that lit up the most for me in this moment, and then you don't have to see it. You can see it in your mind's eye. It might be a feeling in your heart. You might get this feeling of, ooh, that feels juicy, or that feels exciting. I want to talk about that. Or, ooh, I want to do that thing. This is a really good technique when you are needing to make a decision. So what wanted to come through today was gratitude. Because I'm in so much gratitude for all of the amazing things that are happening in my life right now and all the work that I've done that's got me to where I am. And so I wanted to share a chi building mudra with you. For those of you who do not know what a mudra is, I should grab my book, but it's across the room, so I'm not going to do that right now. But it is basically yoga in your hands. So in Qigong and in yoga, we have energy meridians that run through our fingertips and our arms and our legs and our entire body, called pathways, energy pathways or highways. And then we have points that are kind of like, if you've heard of reflexology, they're reflexology points that connect to those major glands and organs. And so when you touch certain finger points or hold certain gestures, it activates different energy rhythms in your body. And so the one we're going to do today is specifically for gratitude. And as you're doing it, it actually has a calming effect on the nervous system, and it also amplifies your chi. It brings in the vibration, the frequency of gratitude, which opens up the heart, which brings in the frequency of love, which also generates more energy in your body. While calming the nervous system at the same time, as I mentioned. So it's very simple. You're just going to take one hand and cup it below, and the other hand you're going to cup it above, like so, like you're holding the cutest little tiny little baby seed or a baby chick in your palms. And then you're going to cup it and leave a little space between the palms. And you're going to take a deep breath in, and you're going to rest your palms either at your heart. That feels awkward to me, so I'm going to do it at my solar plexus. It also helps relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. And just think about something that you're grateful for in this moment. Tony Robbins is a really big, so I'm grateful for him. He's a really big proponent for expressing gratitude. He does his priming exercise. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. It's 15 minutes of just the most amazing way to start your day. Just incredible. And one of the things that is in that practice is gratitude. So those of us that have been working with gratitude for a long time, we understand its power. So I'm just going to tune into that energy for a minute. Think about something you're grateful for. It can be in your physical body, it can be in your physical environment, it can be a memory that you've had, it can be, a loved one, a son, a daughter, a pet. It could be, maybe you just received a gift. Maybe you just gave a gift and you feel gratitude about that. Whatever is coming to your heart in this moment is the exact right thing. And just tune into that energy. Maybe you just want to be grateful to Source and your spiritual team right now and just send that love straight to Source. Whatever is on your heart, let that be and breathe into that. Just feel into that energy. And simply notice. If this is the first time you've ever done this, you may not notice the subtle vibrations. Chi is very subtle, but it's also very, very powerful and very palpable the more you practice and play with it. It's just like any muscle, really. The more you work with it, the stronger it gets. And so I have been practicing for most of my life. But for those of you who've been watching me, I've been doing 222 days of Chi Strong. And so I'm somewhere around like 206, 207, something like that, of practicing every single day. And so for me, I notice some really powerful vibrations in my palms. I notice a lot of heat. I'm also a Reiki master, so for me, feeling subtle energy is pretty easy. But that's again because I've been cultivating it for many, many years. But for you, if it's your first time experiencing it, or maybe you just practice a little bit, maybe all you notice is either heat between your palms, or maybe an overall kind of sedating effect, like a calming in your heart, or a calming in your nervous system. Maybe you just feel just that sense of peace because you're holding the frequency of gratitude. Whatever you feel is perfectly normal right now. Maybe you just notice the fact that your two palms are touching with a little bit of space, and maybe it feels a little awkward on your wrists. That's letting you know that you have a little energy block there too. I have videos in my Bliss Tools for Transformation group, as well as there will be a video series that's coming up where I'll walk you through those specifics. So if you're feeling any resistance in your wrist, try to relax. If you need to, you can rest your palms on your lap or like on a pillow, whatever feels good to you. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. And really you just hold this practice for as long as feels good to you. If you're sitting watching a television show, or you're in an office meeting, or you're at the bank in line waiting to be seen, or at the doctor's office, or wherever you might be, you could just do this hand gesture and hold the frequency of gratitude, and it will literally shift. It's that powerful. It will shift the energy that's around you and within you, which also affects all the people that are in your space sharing that moment. So it's a very powerful, subtle experience, but profound. So just holding this mudra. I recommend at least 1 to 3 minutes, but it's really kind of a personal preference and what feels good to you. I could bathe in this energy all day long because it just feels that good. So, but then I wouldn't get any work done. So, and my kids would probably be hungry if I didn't. I'm just going to soak up the good chi and not do anything else. Yeah, no. Not going to do that, but it could very easily be a fun adventure and practice if I wanted to. So, all right. Okay. So that's Chi Tea time with Xen Blis. I hope that you found some value today. Thank you for letting it be raw and real with, like I said, no pre-planned expectations other than the initial guidance that I was given to show up. I will be planning on doing this at a specific time. Today was 3:33. But it'll probably be on angel numbers like that, just because that's when the portals are open. But I'm not exactly sure what time they're going to be just as of yet, based on the flow of what's happening in my day and in my week. But I'd like to say they're going to be at a specific time every single time, but I can't promise that today. So I'm not going to make promises I can't keep. And as far as the amount of chi times we're going to do this, I want to say once a week. We might do it twice a week. We'll see how that feels energetically. And if you like this video, please share it. I do have a YouTube channel that will eventually be working on building. I've got a lot of irons in the fire, if you will. So one at a time is how we go about doing things best. But share this video. Tell your friends about it if you had any value. Again, I'm Xen Blis. I'm the Chi Queen. I'm all about cultivating Chi, harnessing it, and having more of it to share with the world, to process what you have going through, and to be able to show up in a more blissful way. So whatever's coming up for you today, may you walk through the fires of doubt and fear with grace and ease, and may you dance victoriously on the other side. Blessed be, and namaste. Love you, Suzanne.